influence what conclusions he was trying to reach, even if he wrongly believed otherwise. Him speaking on that our study of language for thousands of years was pointless, if what I say is true. I say, we study language because it helps us understand what people most likely meant in their communications, now or in the past. We can't look inside people's minds, but unfortunately, reality isn't simple. There is no God of words that says X must mean Y and Z must mean P. It is all social convention. Like if we didn't understand language, we would not understand what the people at the time writing were actually saying. There are things in religious texts now that scholars of those texts argue are entirely misinterpreted because those words were used very differently in the time in which they were written. So reading them, you don't understand what the person was actually saying because you're using a modern context trying to understand those words. I shouldn't have said just religious, it's all text, right? He responds, I will say that once again, that I disagree fundamentally on how you interpret messages and, by extension, words, because it implies that two individuals having an incorrect understanding of a word, that word isn't incorrect to them, if that makes sense. If two boys think a dog is called a ghost, and only between them do they communicate about this dog, this doesn't matter because they both understood each other. They would just be wrong in a very synchronized way. This is something we get taught when studying language, as to not take the mutability and evolution of language the exact way you're taking it. Although I will probably not change your mind, I just thought I had to leave my piece, as it once again felt very demoralizing to again hear the equivalent of there are no wrong words. To this I say, when he says, it implies that by two individuals having an incorrect understanding of a word, that word isn't incorrect to them, if that makes sense. I say, incorrect according to whom? Who is the God of words? If you and I think they are not communicating as they should, who gave us the authority to say they are wrong? You and I, by social convention, may agree to communicate in a particular way, but it isn't somehow objectively correct, and we could change and do something entirely different if so we wished. I would say to those people, speaking as you do may cause confusion with others, and so it isn't very useful, but that is all I could say. Hell, they may have a good argument for why the change may help us communicate better. I'd have to ask. Let me make things simpler. If everyone in the universe was killed tomorrow except those two people, would you still argue their use is wrong? Why? Thousands of years from then, with an entirely rebuilt civilization using English, in quotes, but half the words mean entirely different things than how we'd use them now, would you be rolling over in your grave saying, they are disrespecting the God of words with their wrong utterances? If in a million years from now, the sound dog refers to what we currently call a tree, on what basis would you conclude they're incorrect? We presently use words to mean things they did not mean hundreds of years ago. Are we doing it wrong? Are we incorrect by some fundamental rules of reality? Utility in communication is all that matters. If you and I can communicate, the language is performing its function, the words do not matter. So he says here, answering my question as to who says they're wrong, society implies they're incorrect if they're deviating from the norm too much and cause confusion for others. Yes. To this I say, bingo! This is utility and consensus argument. If the majority agree on something, it is correct. If the word fails to communicate effectively, it is wrong. What people agree on and what is most effective is contextual and changes over time, because norms do not stay constant. Societal norms are not consistent, and therefore what is wrong or right changes over time. There is no objectively correct way to use words. In the context you're in, what is the best way to use words? It's why individual English words between America, Britain, and Australia mean different things. Your best bet is to use those words to mean the things that they actually mean in those countries. Because your goal is to communicate well. You are not conceding like, whoa, the way we use this word in my country is so wrong, bro. That's why I'm using it a different way when I'm with you. It's that it's just efficient. You're better able to achieve your goals if you make these concessions for the environment that you happen to be in. I actually made a joke somewhat in reference to this coincidentally. So here I say, love this stuff, just bought a heap of it. Bad for you, but has a great kick of energy to it. I learned recently that we Australians call it something entirely different from everywhere else. This is what we call sherbet. And the joke is that it looks like cocaine, right? In America, sherbet is like an ice cream. And so if I went to America, if I wanted to ask for this stuff, I wouldn't use the word sherbet. I'd use like pixie sticks, I think Americans call them. If I wanted ice cream, I'd be like, hey, give me some sherbet. But in Australia, I don't do that. This isn't because I'm saying Americans are correct in what sherbet actually is, but it's just how that word is used there. And maybe one day Australia will conquer America, or we will just conquer it in terms of marketing, and they'll start using our word of sherbet to mean this lovely stuff. They wouldn't be wrong in the past for making that change. There was an interesting one like this one, for example, where a person was like, whoa, champ, whoa. I don't think you very much so established that if everything was free, that there'd be like a reduction in the amount of people who buy it. There'd be no loss of sales. if every single thing was just an optional payment, the exact same amount of people would pay for it. What are you talking about? I thought that was kind of nuts. I'm not gonna spend time on that. Yeah, so I guess that's all the comments, and I guess I arguably wasted a lot of time reading them. I don't think most people would be interested in it, considering very few people were
The beard is gone, which means nothing can slow me down as I dive headfirst into this rapid fire roundup. Want to keep your device's batteries fresh for longer? Is that USB device hacking you? Ooh, you can control app volume without digging into the software menus. How cool is that? We're gonna build one for ourselves for less than 10 bucks. Oh, and we're gonna clean up after ourselves when we're done with a bottomless can of air. It's time again for Handy Tech Under 100. Let's go! Back here, which is where we're doing it. You may already know that leaving your portable electronics plugged in all the time can be really hard on the batteries, causing them to
Yo, just seen you in Trexler's new
die,
YouTube
bulge,
video.
or even
It was
light
hilarious,
on fire.
LOL.
But the issue is that it's getting harder and harder to find a phone or a laptop that you can pull the batteries out of in order to protect them when they're being stored or when they're being used in a permanent fixture. Now, some devices have smart charging or other battery-saving features, but many of them don't. And that is where the $30 Charge-O-Matic comes in. Now, the inventor suggests using it to protect battery-powered tools, to prolong the life of USB-charged devices, and to top up generator batteries, which gave us some ideas of our own, like keeping our emergency battery banks ready to go at a moment's notice, or my personal favorite, plugging into a power bar to help protect the hundreds of battery-powered devices that sit in our warehouse slowly dying. Now, unfortunately, wow, that is really tight. Hey, there we go. Now, unfortunately, in spite of the claims, it's not especially smart, meaning it's essentially a Christmas light timer with extra steps. But the Charge-O-Matic lets you choose how long the power stays on, anywhere from 1 to 99 hours. That's this guy right here. Then this one controls how long it stays off, anywhere from 1 to 99 days. So if your manual calls for trickle charging once a month for no longer than 48 hours, something no one is actually going to bother to do manually, you just dial it into the Charge-O-Matic and you never have to think about it again. And in all that time we save by not dealing with dead batteries, we can segue to our sponsor, Ugreen. Their Nexode X65 wall charger is small, light, and powerful with 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port, so you can charge up to 3 devices at the same time with a maximum output of, you guessed it, 65 watts. Check it out at the link down below. Okay, guys, I'm coming. Oh crap, that game is loud. Oh, now I can't hear you guys. You know, someone should make a volume knob for, oh, perfect. Meet the Deej, an open source hardware volume control for Windows and Linux PCs. With this minty little guy, I have independent control over my PC's master volume, voice chat, and my games. And it is super simple to build your own. Ooh, that doesn't smell minty at all. To build our own, all we need is an Arduino or similar microcontroller, 1 or more potentiometers, POTS for short, some wires, and some kind of enclosure. It doesn't even need to be anything fancy. It just has to be big enough to hold the electronics, but small enough to fit on your desk. This Altoids tin is a great choice for these rotary pots and an RP2040 based board, while this shipping box that we stole from Colton has plenty of room for sliding pots and an Arduino Pro Micro. Now, before you even ask, no, you do not need to know how to solder to make one of these if you pick your parts carefully. Look at this. We're using a small breadboard, some male to female jumper wires, and a Pro Micro that came with the header pins pre-attached. Anyone can do this. Now, for our part, we've got a Justin and a small army of 3D printers to try and keep busy, so we got a little fancy and we whipped up this slick enclosure, which we're gonna have the files for in the description, along with a link to the Deej project where they go into way more detail about building your own. We're still gonna give you the quickish version here though. Hardware-wise, it is surprisingly simple. Each of our potentiometers gets wired up to common ground and to a power pin, and then that third connector, the wiper, is going to be doing the bulk of our heavy lifting. Now, you might remember that a potentiometer is effectively a
Ahmed Stone.
user-adjustable resistor.
Check Trexler's
and the
newest
position of the
YouTube video
wiper
you were in
determines
it.
the resistance.
Ahmed
So
Stone.
then each of our
He
wipers
sent me
gets
RLY
connected
likes
to
your
an
content
individual
and
analog
wants to
input on the
collab.
controller. And once everything's wired up, we can close up our enclosure with the new LTT Precision screwdriver and put on our knobs. By the way, sign up on lttstore.com for an in-stock notification. We are very excited about this thing. It's also a delightful fidget toy. Speaking of, so far, that's all this does too. We need to program the controller in order for it to do something useful. Thankfully, the Deej project has done almost all of the work for us, including providing a pre-written Arduino sketch file. With that said, it's not quite plug and play, and we're going to need to tweak it depending on how many pots we're using and which pins those pots are connected to. So in this case, we've got 5 pots using pins A0 through A3 and pin A7. Compile that, upload it to the controller, taking a second to note which COM port the controller is using. And now, if you open up the serial monitor in the Arduino IDE, you should see a stream of numbers flowing constantly, and if you move a slider, the corresponding number should change. Using any text editor at this point, even good old-fashioned Notepad, open up config.yaml. The first thing to do is change the COM port down here to match what our controller is using. Then we get to decide what each one of our pots is going to control. Looking at this slider_mapping section, each section can specify a single program, a list of programs, a device name, or a few keywords that have special functions. It's documented pretty clearly in the comments at the top of the file if you want to experiment. Media players, browsers, communications, games. Obviously, guys, I can't sit here for the next 12 hours with my camera crew watching me type in every game I've ever heard of. But thankfully, Deej has us covered. Again! Keyword Deej.unmapped tells this slider right here to control all apps that aren't mapped to a different slider. Then we wrap things up with another keyword, master, on the last slider, giving us an overall volume control. Now, we did find that the master keyword didn't work as expected on all setups. On a system with a pair of SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro headphones, for example, master ended up adjusting the volume of system sounds rather than the main output, which we think is because those headphones have their own external volume control and just have no interest in their Windows volume setting being anything but 100%. But aside from that little snag, this is flipping amazing. No more getting your ears blasted off when you fire up a new game for the first time, or missing what your buddies are saying in Discord because some jackass website is blasting an ad for skin cream that de-ages and moisturizes? Sorry. Anyway, the Altoids tin version is $10, and even our fancier one is still well under 20. And if you want to get even fancier, there are forks of the Deej code base that add support for screens and buttons with this awesome gallery that shows Deej builds that are done by folks around the world to give you some inspiration. We're going to have all of that linked in the video description. What's next? Ooh, this is cool. Are you on the go enough that you find yourself plugging your devices into random USB ports to charge? You feel a little sketched out when you do so? Well, the USB valve is for you. Think of it kind of like a pocket STD test for USB ports that you can perform before you plug in something that you care about. It shows up to Windows as just a normal Kingston Data Traveler USB storage device, but in reality what it is a monitoring device that outputs everything that's happening over that USB port on this teeny tiny little screen. If the line starts with a plus, that means it is expected. So if the port is just providing power, all we should see is the self-test line. If the port is connected to a harmless Windows PC though, you'll see the PC read, there it is, the auto run file. But if a line starts with an exclamation point, that means something has happened that isn't expected. So, whoa, in this case, it says the PC has read the README file. Now, it is possible that something like that could be caused by an antivirus that's automatically scanning USB devices when they're plugged in. But it's also possible that something else running on that PC is reading the file. What would be even more concerning though, would be if whatever we've plugged into tries to write to my device. Again, you'll get the exclamation point and the line will just say, writing. Don't worry about it damaging the USB valve though, it's only pretending to be a USB drive and it will be reset at the end of your session, ready for the next. And it gets even better. If you build the DIY version with USB pass-through, it can also monitor untrusted USB peripherals. So watch this. I'm gonna plug in a seemingly harmless USB drive and boom! The USB valve immediately recognizes it's behaving as an HID device and is sending data to my computer. Turns out, the USB valve caught a rubber ducky, which the pen testing nerds out there are gonna know acts like an automatic keyboard, typing in pre-programmed scripts that will do literally anything the attacker wants on the host machine. If we want to learn exactly what the rubber ducky is trying to do, the USB valve can even set itself up on a COM port so that you can connect into that port and see exactly what's being typed on the virtual keyboard. Get hacked, hackers! To build your own, all you need is about $10 worth of microcontroller and screen, and then if you've got another $10 burning a hole in your pocket, you can get a custom PCB printed up for it like this one, or you can just use a generic breadboard. Ooh, one other option, if you don't feel like doing any of that, is you can take advantage of their recently added support for the PiPico Watch platform. Just load on the software and you're good to go. You'll find more information on their GitHub, or if you like this form factor but don't want to build it yourself, the inventor is looking into creating a dedicated board. So reach out and let them know that you're interested. We love seeing community support for grassroots tool creators like this. Man, we should have called this Handytech under $50. Everything has been so affordable and freaking awesome. As for the next thing, it honestly kind of blows. Get it? Because it blows air. These USB rechargeable air dusters are nothing new. In fact, Luke and I saw something similar in that all AliExpress cleaning products video. Hilarious, by the way, check it out. But this one really deserves to be in Handytech. For less than $50, you get a 3-speed USB rechargeable handheld blower, a bunch of alternate tips to help direct airflow in the way that is best for you, and a handy carrying bag. This is really gonna help us clean up the mess that we've made today. And, woo! There's even a light on it. And this one-time investment of $40 could save you from wasting hundreds of dollars on canned air, or if you're a business, even thousands of dollars. Which leaves us just with disclosure time. Because our Handytech videos are more of a, you should buy this, or you should build this, we like to give a little bit of extra disclosure about why we picked a product or project. The Charge-O-Matic was sent to us by the inventor for possible review. We liked it. Not only are we covering it in our video, but we're gonna actually buy a few of them as a way to keep the countless batteries in our warehouse healthy. Jordan stumbled across the Deej product and had actually already bought all of the parts he needed when he pitched it in our weekly writers meeting. So the only difference is that we built a better one for him instead of him actually using what he had planned to use. The USB valve showed up on Hackaday and we thought it was worth checking out. So we reached out to the creator who sent over a couple of assembled examples and custom PCBs to show you guys. And finally, the USB blower was first bought for that cleaning supplies video, and we have since bought a bunch more of them for our own use. Just about every set and work area has one of these close at hand because we absolutely love these things. And with that, it's time to hand things over to our sponsor, Rocket Money. You and I both know that you're not using every streaming service that you're subscribed to, and yet your bank account is still being drained every month, and in this economy, that really adds up. Well, Rocket Money wants to help by making it simple to cancel unwanted subscriptions. No need to go digging around in a bank statement to solve the mystery of who, what, and where your money is going. One click, and just like that, you can cancel all of those services that are bogging down your finances, which means more money for your next rig upgrade. Huh? On top of that, they can also assist with negotiating any bills that you may be overpaying. And it's easy to set up a smart savings system where they deposit a set amount of money into your account as often as you'd like. So start saving by downloading the app for free at rocketmoney.com/LTT or by clicking the link down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, there's a whole playlist full of Handytech, and we're gonna link the latest one down below.
Hey guys, we watched every single Toy Story movie, and One day, this guy Roberto, he's on a flight, and the plane is flying over the mountains. And suddenly, boom, the plane clips one of the mountain peaks, and the tail of the plane falls off. Then the rest of the plane, bam, crashes into a snow-covered mountain, and it slides down all the way until it finally stops. Now Roberto, he's still alive, but then he looks and he notices the nightmare around him. The other passengers are scattered all over the plane, they're bleeding and screaming in pain, and the entire back of the plane is missing. So now all the survivors are stranded in the middle of nowhere on a snow-covered mountain surrounded by glaciers. And they're in sub-zero temperatures, and it's hard to breathe because of the altitude. And to make it worse, the plane's power source was in the back. So there's now no way to power the radios to call the outside world to help. And of the 45 people on the plane, only 33 survived the crash. So Roberto and the other 32 passengers are just stuck there. So now what are they gonna do? Well, first, the group scrounges for food and any supplies they can find in the wreckage, and they huddle together to survive, hoping that rescue teams soon show up. That night, the temperature drops and it gets as low as negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit, which in Celsius is, I don't know because I'm American, but it's really fucking cold. But anyway, everyone ends up sleeping inside the only shelter they have, the plane wreckage. And that first night, 5 of them don't survive. So now they're down to 28 people. Now aside from the cold, they have another problem. They don't really have any food. And they end up searching through all the luggage, looking for anything, and they find a little bit. Some candy bars, a can of mussels, some jars of jam, but that's about it. So this is all they have to feed 28 starving people. So they start rationing it. And luckily, one of the passengers finds a transistor radio and he manages to get it working. And through that radio, they can hear news reports about their plane going missing and how there's rescue teams out looking for them. And suddenly, the passengers are overjoyed. I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone finds them. So they're out there for about a week, waiting to be rescued, and then of course they run into another problem. That small bit of food they were rationing runs out. Oh, and that's not even the worst part. Through that transistor radio, they get a news update. That rescue team that's been looking for them for over a week, they can't find them. So it's now assumed that Roberto and all the passengers on this flight are dead. And because of that, the rescue mission has been called off. No one is coming to save them. So there they are, stuck on a mountain in sub-zero temperatures with no one coming to save them, and they have nothing to eat. Until at some point, Roberto is basically like, well, there is one thing we could eat. He suggests that they eat the bodies of the other dead passengers. And at first, people are like, oh, gross, no way, we could never do that. But Roberto, he's like, I'm just gonna try one little bite. And he does, and it's horrible, and it's humiliating, but hey, it's food. And soon enough, the rest of the passengers get on board. And pretty quickly, eating people becomes part of the group's daily life. But whatever, finally, the group is no longer starving, and that gives them a little bit of hope. Until again. At this point, they've been stuck on this mountain for 17 days. And one night, they're all sleeping. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, a huge avalanche comes down. And it immediately kills 8 of them, and it buries the rest of them inside the plane wreckage. So now there's only around 19 or 20 passengers left. Those remaining passengers are trapped in that plane wreckage for about 3 days before they're finally able to dig themselves out. And over the next month, they're still out there stuck on this mountain. And over that time, they lose 3 more people. But after these last few passenger deaths, Roberto has finally decided he's had enough. They've been stuck out there for 2 months, and Roberto's like, man, we are gonna die if we stay out here. And it's super risky, but they decide to climb off the mountain and find help. So he and 2 other guys pack a bunch of rugby socks with human meat to take with them, and they set off on this expedition to find civilization. They have no climbing gear, no compass, and they're up to their waist in snow. Regardless, they're gonna try and make it work, and they hike for 3 days before one of the guys finally turns back, and he leaves his food rations for the other 2. So Roberto and the other survivor, they hike in the snow for another week. And then they see a river, and they follow it down for a while, and then they start to see grass, and eventually some cows. Then they spot a couple of local ranchers on horseback, and one of the ranchers had heard about the plane crash because at this point the story had been all over the news. And that rancher doesn't have a phone. He lives in the middle of nowhere. But he gets on his horse and he rides 10 hours to the nearest town to go get help. And soon, finally, after 72 days of being stuck on that mountain, helicopters show up to the mountain to rescue the remaining passengers. And you guys already know this story. They made like 3 movies about it and like 100 documentaries. Anyway, shout out to the Andes.
Hello everyone, my name is Mumbo and I press shift with my thumb. I mean, look at that. I never even thought about the fact that I pressed shift and zoom at the same time. That is disgusting. What is going on? This is something that I've done for an incredibly long time. Ever since I really started playing Minecraft or games in general, this is just how I've done it. It's something that I really want to change. You see, I've come up with a bit of an invention. I've attached a safety cable to a part of my desk, and if I loop this through, my thumb, look, no matter how hard I try, I cannot press shift with my thumb. So hopefully, if I play Minecraft a lot today, I should force this thumb to stay where it belongs. This is an incredibly stupid idea, but I hope it works. Now, I've given myself a bit of a task to complete. I'm playing in survival mode, so I actually have to press shift. And now... it kicked in immediately. Okay, I wanted to shift click these items in, and immediately my thumb, I can't tell you how much force just went through this safety cable. They're rated for loads up to like many hundreds of kilos, but I honestly don't think that's enough to stop my thumb wanting to shift. Okay, I've got some bits and pieces, so I want to build up a tower. That is a very shifting, focused activity. Right, let's see. I mean, I probably should have had some kind of plan as to what I wanted to do here. Something like this? I don't know. Gradients. Yeah, thinking gradients. Okay. I've just realised I'm finding it kind of hard to play. I've realised something utterly disgusting about... This might be worse than the fact that I thumb shift. What? Surely I don't always oh my goodness. I press the W, A, S and D keys with my pointer finger. I'm a disgusting human being. I'm gross. What? No. What is this? God, I'm learning two things now. I'm learning to play with my index finger and also learning to shift with my pinky unsuccessfully. They keep switching. This video's just gone significantly harder. I thought I was going to have to focus on the thumb, but now I'm having to focus on this as well. I think I've got an idea. A second safety cable. Okay, I'm in business. Oh my goodness, this is the stupidest idea I've ever come up with. But it's working. Honestly, it feels like I'm learning. This feels like a first piano lesson. I have no clue what my hand is doing. Do not expect this tower to be good, by the way. All of my mental bandwidth is being used on my left hand. Okay, I think we should start noising this up a little bit. Oh, I'm getting somewhere. Still definitely having to think a lot. Definitely not coming natural to me. Oh. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. It's falling apart. How are we looking so far? Right, deep slate tiles. They're arguably even darker than the deep slate tiles, so they should definitely make up the lower levels. Oh. I'm genuinely getting tired. I would describe myself as being tired right now. I can feel the fatigue in my brain. See? Evidence of fatigue. Oh my goodness, how many times am I going to throw out my pickaxe? It looks way too flat at this point in time. I think we need to add some more texture. Obviously, this is just the bottom layer. Yeah, just some chunks missing and things. Maybe even some entire slices missing. I'll pop inside in a second and try and fill those gaps. It's going to sound really weird. I'm actually starting to get quite nauseous. I'm not joking. I'm starting to get motion sick. That's never happened to me before. What happened when you stopped shifting with your thumb? You got violently ill. Why are you in the hospital, sir? Well, you see, I was trying to teach myself not to press shift with my thumb. My body just couldn't take it. I haven't even needed to press shift with my thumb in a while. I've been working purely on the floor. This is from using my index finger. My index finger is actually the bigger issue here. I honestly can't believe I never noticed. I genuinely, I would have bet my entire house that I played Minecraft with the WASD keys the correct way. Like, I didn't even realize how weird I was. I am also starting to get a slight pain in my arm, and I wonder if that's not necessarily from what I'm doing, like pressing the keys, but it's actually me trying to do what I normally do and actually pulling on the chains, which is firing those muscles in a weird way. Gosh, I am dreadfully unfit if that is the case, though. Okay, I'd say the base of this thing is done. Let's fill in these gaps. Half an hour in, things are going well. Although I will say the movement's do still feel really quite foreign. It feels like they're just being slightly lost in translation. I just can't quite fire the signals that I want to. It's really frustrating and incredibly fatiguing. Does this look good? I mean, I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty cool. Oh, I can't tell you how sick this is making me feel. How am I feeling so sick? I'm literally just having to press shift with my pinky finger. It continues. Let's get cracking. At least I still have the mental bandwidth to make terrible puns. At this stage, I was about an hour into the process, and although progress was significantly slower than expected, things were looking up. I don't know if this is just me being optimistic, but I think I've passed a hurdle. I think things are getting smoother. Like, I'm falling off a lot less.
What's that? Is this your pillar? I think so. Okay.
And I'm throwing things a lot less. Let's have a look. What are we looking like tower-wise? Not bad, you know. Not bad at all. My forearm is burning. I might actually need to take a rest. You know what, team? I think we could be onto a winner here. At least our tower's looking good, though. No way. Oh, my goodness. So my index finger is now doing what my pointer finger used to do. That's how I've adapted. My index finger is pressing the W, A, S, and D keys. This finger here, look, I can't even lift it to show you. This finger, this one, utterly useless. I have no way to control it, apparently. Honestly, the pinky shifting is like the least difficult part of this video. I think if it was just pinky shifting, I would be done. I think I would have been done in the first 10 minutes. I might be converted, but I don't know if I'm ever going to convert from being a pointer finger boy. Am I going to have to get a third safety cable to stop my index finger from moving about? Thank goodness I'm safety conscious and have loads of these things. I'm losing track of what safety cable goes where. Right, so... Okay, this new safety cable is a little bit too short. Well, what did you do today? Well, I clamped a bunch of safety cables to my desk to stop my fingers from doing things I don't want them to while playing a video game. And by the way, that's my job. Thumb. Can't shift. Pointer finger. Cannot move from D. This one really struggles to get over to A. I mean, it would be... God, if my forearms aren't pumped already, then they're going to be by the end of this. I should sell this as merch. I like that. In a way, that could almost be a build in of itself. Where do we go from here? Look at me. My stupid finger is now learning how to move after 28 years on this planet. I don't think that finger's done anything in its entire life. Should we start building some form of spire?
Combined that, and then that had Super King. Then I also had a Monkey and Superman. I combined them and it made Super Monkey. So I combined both of them and it made Super Pinky. Then I combined that with a Mummy, which had never done before. Then I combined it with a Mummy, made it Mummy Pinky. Then I combined it with a Rainbow and it made it Rainbow Kinky. And yes, so
You got barely any discoveries.
Yeah, wait, how many shows do you have? Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I kept on getting Super Saiyans.
Bigfoot, Surf and Turf and Gator. What?
Yeah, look what I reckon. Look at all the Super Saiyan Boy evolutions I make on here.
I don't know what the point of that is, but
yeah, I'm just trying to get like the most special stuff.
I mean, I don't really know how the ratios of these things work. Like, should the spire be longer or shorter than the previous segment? Now, before all of you laugh at me down in the comments, I'm intending to fall off of these. Okay, I didn't intend to fall off that one. By the way, I had no plan for this when I started making this video. My only plan was to fix my hands. Getting a nice tower is just a good byproduct. If I had actually thought it through, I could have made it like a temple of thumbs or something. I mean, this could still be a thumb. Wait, when I drop down to the bottom, I wonder if I could modify this to look like some kind of robotic thumb, and then I could just put some, like, hands and knuckles over there. It kind of could be a thumb. I tell you what, pressing shift with my pinky is now feeling very natural. Scarily natural, in fact. All right, let's start filling these gaps. What are we thinking here? You're going to keep the frog lights going? Yeah, that looks cool. I mean, maybe this is a robot arm, and then I could put the thumb... I could build a hand with a thumb up at the top. I mean, this may be a little bit ambitious. I can't build hands at the best of times, let alone when I'm thinking about my own hands so much. I want it known that this already feels dreadful, so if it looks dreadful, it's not a surprise to me. That's actually worse than my actual hand. I've pulled it off. I've made my own twisted, stupid hand look good by building something so much worse. I would rather look at my own hand trying to press shift and zoom at the same time than whatever this mess is. I'm scrapping the Temple of Thumbs idea. I'm clearly not talented enough. I'm going to make something fresh, something new, something better. I am feeling a lot more fluid now. Things are coming together well. My build might be coming together well. I've concluded it's a sort of lighthouse watchtower-y type thing. I'm actually amazed by how easy I'm finding this right now. My useless finger is doing the work. That should potentially do it. With the experiment now over, let's see the results. I gotta say, I've taken all the cables off.
I've got super Tron.
Things still seem to be sticking around in this area. I'm definitely shifting with my pinky. I don't want to do this. That feels weird. See, look, did you see my pinky was in the way? My pinky doesn't want to come off shift now. Genuinely, this does feel a bit crazy. I'm kind of curious to see how this ends up. Has 2 hours of playing with my hand chained up fixed a decade's worth of pain? I guess we'll find out soon. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
0QWI claim HWJO. Get rated by Twido _hashtag 0. 9Z18s and VUB. Get rated by Twido _hashtag 0. 9GMVVQ1STR. Get rated by Twido _hashtag 0. KNVBRVLWBU. Get rated by Twido _hashtag 0. H4ZW2APSS. Get rated by Twido _hashtag 0. 9Z18s and VUB.
Well, here we are.
Get rated by
First
Twido
episode. I can't tell
_hashtag
you how
0T.
excited I am to be here with
6
all of you.
Jacobo.
And what better way to start a
Get
new
rated by
chapter than
Twido
by
#hashtag
spicing
0.
up an old favorite.
9GMVVQ1STR.
Look, Matt was the one that specialized in puns.
Get rated
okay?
by
Hit
Twido
it!
#hashtag 0M. LKPopFMP. Get rated by Twido #hashtag 0G. H4ZW2APSS. Get rated by Twido
Hello,
#hashtag
Internet.
0I.
Welcome to Food Theory, the
0QWI
show that's stepping up its
claim
hotness in
HWJO.
more ways than one.
Get
Speaking
rated
of which,
by
you may
Twido
notice that there's something
#hashtag
slightly
0W.
different, and I figure now is as good a time as any to settle some things.
KNVBRVLWBU.
First of all, hi, I'm
Get rated
Santi.
by
I've been a fan
Twido
of Matt's for a
#hashtag
long
06.
time, since I was in high school.
9Z18s
So being here is
VUB.
pretty surreal to me. For those
Get
of you who
rated by
don't know
Twido
me,
#hashtag 0T. LKPopFMP. Get rated by Twido #hashtag 0I. 6 J.
Super Monkey Apocalypse. King Kong.
before the grades set in, I once got frosted tips because I wanted to so badly be a member of a boy band. I still have hope, though it dwindles every day. What doesn't dwindle, though, is my love for all things spicy. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you may remember the chicken sandwich episode from a few years back where Matt found the overall best sandwich using science. That's always been one of my favorites, even way before I joined the team. But as someone who loves spicy foods, I always told myself that if I had the opportunity, I'd remake the episode with hot chicken sandwiches. So here I am with you today to do just that. For those of you who aren't spice fiends, even if you are, you may not be familiar with where the hot chicken sandwich originated. And let me tell you, the story is probably spicier than any chicken sandwich I'll ever eat. Legend goes, Nashville's own Thornton Prince, a tastemaker, essentially an influencer of yesteryear, came home from a wild night out. And while no one knows exactly what did him in, his girlfriend found out he had cheated and decided to take revenge. Did she elect to murder him? Poison him? Good old draw and quarter? No. See, Thornton was something of a fried chicken lover, and his girlfriend figured the best revenge for his adultery would be to make his fried chicken super duper spicy. She loaded his nightly fried chicken with heaps of cayenne pepper, expecting him to break down in tears, but instead, he loved it. He was such a fan of this dish that he decided to start selling it out of his own house. He decided to perfect the recipe and open up his own restaurant, Prince's Hot Chicken, which is still open to this day almost 100 years later. So the fiery flavors of Nashville hot chicken came from the fiery loins of one adulterer. Now that's what I call a cheat meal. I'm so sorry. And so Nashville hot chicken was born, and it became the hottest thing around. And now it seems like every restaurant worth their salt is coming out with their own version of the spicy chicken sandwich. But taking a look at the landscape of chicken sandwiches on the market, you'll notice that there's way more diversity in how they prepare.
Yeah, my friend, he got Peter Griffin, he got like 4 nights.
I've got so much random shit.
You just gotta grind it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna cook that. I'm gonna do anime.
Anime and Goku, and it'll bring out all the anime characters.
No, I'm not gonna just be Goku. I'm gonna do anime and Robin Hood. Robin.
I've got
Oh, Batman! You can idiot. Oh, you can make Batman now.
I've got Goku, Surfing Goku, Yeti Goku, and Snow
Okay,
Goku.
Robin and superhero. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be Robin Hood already, though.
Prepare this classic craving than you might have originally thought. It's a chicken sandwich with some heat. How much could you possibly change? Turns out, a lot. From the breading and the spice blend to the buns and the toppings, there's clearly no consensus about what makes the perfect spicy chicken sandwich. Until today. My goal is to definitively find out the scientifically best spicy chicken sandwich. I'm gonna be testing 8 spicy chicken sandwiches from popular fast food chains: Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, and finally KFC, but also including some local favorites from here in Los Angeles: Dave's Hot Chicken and Howlin' Ray's. We wanted to include some local establishments that specialize in hot chicken sandwiches to see how they would differ from the larger chains. I feel like I should mention here that because some of these places allow you to choose from a range of how spicy you want your sandwich, we decided to keep it as equal as possible by asking for medium spice levels wherever it was offered. Each sandwich will be judged in 4 different categories on a scale of 1 to 5. First, the overall taste. Pretty self-explanatory. Second, the chicken, namely the actual quality of the chicken itself. Nobody wants to chew on rubber while their eyes are welling up from the heat. From there, we'll be looking at the toppings and how they add or take away from the overall experience of the sandwich. And finally, and most importantly, the spice. This part can get pretty subjective, so not only will I give a ranking based on how each spicy sandwich worked best for my tastes, I'll also be looking at the combination of peppers used, how the peppers are cooked in, whether in the breading, a sauce, or a dry rub on top, and how the overall spice journey is so that it's not all about more spicy equals better. In other words, does the spice hit you all at once and go away, or do you get a wonderful roller coaster where it builds up slowly to a peak and then dies down before you go in for a second bite? Round 1, taste.
Now that we've got all of that squared away, it's time to get to testing. We're gonna be going down the line from left to right, starting with local favorite Howlin' Ray's. Howlin' Ray's uses a mixture of ghost pepper and habanero, so 2 really spicy peppers that they dust on top of the coating. So a lot of the spice is going to come from the ghost pepper and the habanero. So let's dig in. Oh wow, that was very crispy.
It was very crispy. But once I was able to actually go in again and take a bite of the complete sandwich, my initial reaction cooled down a bit. While the taste of the chicken and the spice was great, it was overwhelmingly pickly, so I had to knock it down to a 4. Popeyes had a tough act to follow and fell flat on its face.
I gotta say, from a flavor overall, kind of basic. We're gonna go with like a 2.
There was nothing in the sandwich that popped out to me from a flavor standpoint. The sauce was more sweet than spicy, and the pickles didn't provide much of a briny addition to the chicken. And if you thought Chick-fil-A would do any better, you'd be very wrong.
From a flavor standpoint, it's hard to get over the strong flavor of tomato and lettuce. It really overpowers the ensemble. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm gonna give it a 2 right there, and it's a pretty easy judgment for me.
I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of Chick-fil-A. Now, I think it's overrated. The waffle fries, great. But their name is Chick-fil-A, not Waffle Fry A. Needless to say, I figured this would be rock bottom and that Burger King would be where the flavor started to bounce back, but,
This is really not good. This is a 1.
Honestly, it seemed like this episode was over before we even started, but finally, Wendy's of all places brought some life to the competition.
From a flavor standpoint, this is actually really good. Despite the mayo, the ghost pepper seasoning, the crispy onions, and sure you have the lettuce and the tomato, but the flavor of everything working together really goes together well. I'm really surprised because the mayo adds a little hint of freshness at the very front, and then you get all that spice and you're kind of eased into it. This is a 4. Wendy's ghost pepper chicken sandwich, this is a 4 from a flavor standpoint.
I may not be a huge fan of their burgers, but man, I know what I'll be getting every time I go to Wendy's from now on. McDonald's, on the other hand,
No. The potato bread is giving me flashbacks to Burger King. It's, again, dry, it's kind of tough to get through, and it immediately is what you taste. But then, once you get past that little hurdle, you get so much mayo in this spicy mayo sauce. I will say it packs a good amount of heat, but it's just mayo. It's mayo spicy. From everything else, it's just underwhelming. The tomato is really thick and it adds a lot of tomato flavor. The chicken gets completely lost in everything, and what you get is just mayo.
Yeah. Looks like Ronald and the King are gonna be taking home the lowest ratings in this category. With only KFC and Dave's Hot Chicken left, it honestly started to seem a bit one-sided.
From a flavor standpoint, honestly, this is great. I wouldn't give it a 5 because I think it is a little one note, but it all comes together really well. This is a 4, easily.
Great showing for the Colonel. His bread was nice and soft, the pickles added just the right amount of brine, and the mayo complemented the chicken perfectly. Local chain Dave's, on the other hand,
I wanted to like this so much more than I do. So much more.
honestly, despite giving it a 2, ranking it higher than McDonald's and Burger King, this was the biggest disappointment for me. The chicken looked great. The colors in the sandwich were vibrant, and it had a diverse mixture of toppings from pickles and cheese to kale slaw. It was actually the only sandwich of the bunch to include kale, and the second with a slaw after Howlin' Rays. But the flavor, their choice of seasonings made it seem like I was licking a sweaty armpit. If that sounds bad, I guarantee you tasting it wasn't fun either, folks. Closing out the first round, Wendy's, KFC, and Howlin' Rays led the pack with 4 points each. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and Dave's Hot Chicken lagged behind with 2s, and Burger King and McDonald's were scraping the bottom of the barrel with 1 point each. Round 2, chicken. Looking at the taste and quality of the chicken in this round, honestly, I thought going into it that the rankings would stay pretty much the same, but I was quickly proven wrong by Popeyes, which redeemed itself once I isolated the chicken from the other components of the sandwich.
The breading is so good, and it's a nice, thick, chunky piece of chicken. I'm gonna go for a 5 with this chicken. It's not spicy, but if we're just looking at the chicken alone, oh boy, is this delicious.
Chick-fil-A continued to be lukewarm, coming in at a 3 for its chicken. It had an off-putting sweetness in the breading, and it was a tiny bit dry because it was on the thinner side. It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't good. And while Burger King had a horrible first round, it also had a horrible second round.
The chicken is soggy, but it is so tough and dry that when you bite through the bread and get to it, you have to kind of rip it off. And that is the last thing you want with a spicy chicken sandwich.
Not a good day for the King. It ended up earning a 2 thanks to the passable breading. Wendy's continued the strong streak with a 4 alongside KFC, and McDonald's got itself a 3 to really make this category much more competitive. It was a weak 3, but it was a 3 nonetheless.
So the chicken breading has no spice in it whatsoever. It is soft, it's soggy, it's not dry, which is a nice welcome difference from the previous couple. There's a weird flavor in the breading that I can't quite put my finger on. It's a little pickly, almost briny.
Unfortunately, the disappointment with Dave just kept on coming.
It's well cooked, it's not dry, but it's also not juicy either. It's kind of just there, but that breading is horrendous. So I'm gonna give this a 2.
Gotta say, so far, Howlin' Rays is really putting the LA hot chicken game on its back. Round 3, toppings. This round saw some big winners and some big losers. Howlin' Rays' downfall in the first category ended up earning it some points in this one.
The pickles, however, are really good. I think that's what helps cut the spice level. So when it gets to that peak, the pickles come in and just slice it like a samurai. And I gotta say, that is a very, very good pickle. Toppings wise, this probably gets a 4 just because of the pickle.
KFC also came out of the gate strong with a 4, but Wendy's was the standout star for a unique topping here. Their ghost pepper crispy onions.
That crispy onion that is coated in ghost pepper is the greatest thing any of this has. I could go in for another bite and another bite very easily.
While all the others struggled with 1s and 2s, Dave's in particular incorporated a kale slaw that brought everything crashing down.
The kale slaw itself really takes so much away from the experience, and it doesn't help anything with the spice. If anything, I feel like it makes it worse because with the bitterness, my mouth is focusing on that and the spice alone.
You may have noticed that almost every sandwich on this list came with a pickle. But why? Well, pickles add a combination of acidity, which helps neutralize the alkaline capsaicin, as well as saltiness and even sweetness from the brine that helps cut through the heat and the fat from the rest of the sandwich. They're the perfect counterbalance to save you from tearing up from spice and pain with every bite. A lot of the weaker scores came down to just being unbalanced, not having the freshness or acidity of the pickle to cut the spicy mayos that the restaurants would slap onto their chickens. And for the places that elected to use tomato, why? Why would you do this? Sure, tomatoes are refreshing and can provide sweetness and some tang, but they don't deliver the right amount of acidity, like from a pickle. And with such a strong flavor, it completely ruins the ensemble. crumble. Even taking a cue from another food theory episode didn't help.
Nope, even turning it upside down, all I get is tomato.
I do have to give a special shout out to Burger King here though, because the King went above and beyond to keep their losing streak going.
I'm gonna talk about the bread for a second here, because while all the other breads have been fine and not really a contributing factor or a detrimental factor, the bread here is horrendous. It is dry, it's falling apart, yet at the same time, it's all you taste, it's all you feel in your mouth.
Yeah, where every other sandwich had bread that ranged from good to completely inconsequential, this almost had BK coming out with a 0. Instead, we'll just have to replace his crown with a super dry bread bun. Round 4, heat. Like I mentioned earlier, because spice is subjective, and what works for me spice-wise may not work for others who are more or less tolerant to heat than I am, I'm ranking these more on the spice journey, how the heat kicks in, giving weight to sandwiches that give a quick ramp up to a tolerable peak and then cooled off enough to go in for a second bite. What also factored into this was how the spicy peppers were implemented. In other words, was the spicy mayo better than the dry rub? This way, we were able to keep the subjectivity of preferred spice level out of it. The 3 big winners here were Wendy's, who's just been crushing it, Howlin' Ray's, and KFC. Interestingly, they all got their heat in different ways. Howlin' Ray's has a dry coating of their ghost and habanero peppers that goes on top of their regularly breaded chicken, and whatever they did from a heat perspective, it was awesome.
Wow, the taste of that is phenomenal, which is interesting because
Oh yeah.
there's the spice. Oh, I didn't think it would be that bad at first. It gets a lot worse. It's a slow build, but then it goes away very quickly. That's actually the most impressive thing. It went to a peak super quickly, but then it kind of mellowed out.
Wendy's incorporates their ghost pepper straight into the breading of their chicken and adds to it with the delicious ghost pepper crispy onions. Seriously, I can't stop raving about how good those were. More than that, the heat from everything involved worked together like a symphony of heat.
Everything works together to get to a very nice peak, and it goes away. Doesn't go away as much as Howlin' Ray's. I think the toppings have a lot to do with that there, but it's manageable throughout. I could go in for another bite and another bite very easily. Man, Wendy's, you got something right there. I'm gonna go in for another bite. I'm not even mad at the tomato. That's impressive.
And then there's KFC, which uses a spicy mayo to top their chicken.
There's a good hit of cayenne in here. It's not a burn flavor. It's not a spice that makes you have to pause after every bite. I'm not a fan of the mayo, but I am a fan of the spice.
All of them provided excellent heat that hit you perfectly and then subsided just in time for you to go in for more. The big takeaway for this category though is that the dry rubs of powder like Howlin' Ray's did have a tendency to be a bit front-loaded, and without being cooked or mixed into the sauce, they tiptoed into the realms of tasting like battery acid, which wasn't ideal. Still packed a punch and did so in a very manageable way, but when you're out looking for spicy chicken sandwiches, probably best to stick to ones with sauces or with the heat fried right into the breading of the chicken.
So, now that I've gone through and just absolutely massacred every single spicy chicken sandwich here, I mean, look at this, I'm a barbarian. It's time to go through and tally up all the scores to figure out which spicy chicken sandwich is best.
Now, it only felt right to give 2 different final rankings here. This is a spicy chicken episode after all, so it makes sense to give you which one I deem to be the spiciest one straight from my gut as opposed to my brain. If you're looking for the best sweat on your lip, tear-inducing spicy chicken sandwich, that title goes to Howlin' Ray's hands down. You saw it as soon as I took a bite. It took me a second to recover once it hit me. Best part about it for all you other spice heads, that was a medium. There's not 1, not 2, but 3 levels of heat above this. If you ever find yourself in sunny LA, you have to make time for the sandwich. I actually went back and had the hot version of the sandwich after we filmed this episode, and whoo boy, let me tell you, it almost got the best of me. But it was so delicious, I had to finish it. I wanted to try the extreme heat, but you can only do it once you've eaten their other heat levels and signed a waiver. Needless to say, it's still on my bucket list. If you're not looking to take a plane just for a sandwich though, the heat from Wendy's Ghost Pepper is definitely a worthy runner-up. Putting my gut aside and whipping out the calculator, it was time to look at how all the points for the sandwiches added up. In a spicy twist, there was actually a tie for second place. Howlin' Ray's and KFC ended up with 20 points. Both had strong numbers across the board, so it only felt right to break this tie by going back to the drawing board, or the calculator. See, it made sense to break the tie by finding which sandwich gave you the best spice at the nicest price. It wasn't as simple as just looking at the price tag though, since Howlin' Ray's boasted one that was double KFC's, and it felt wrong to dock it points just for that. So we decided to measure the weight of the chicken in each sandwich to calculate the spicy chicken per dollar spent, and that's when the gap between them really emerged. With both of their heat ranks being equal, it was Howlin' Ray's price point and KFC just having more chicken in their sandwich that separated them. With both of their heat ranks being equal, this landed Howlin' Ray's squarely in third place with the bronze and KFC holding the silver in second. And in first place, none other than Mother Cluckin' Wendy's. As soon as I tasted this bad boy, I knew this was gonna be ranking high. It had a delicious, balanced, and complex flavor with great texture as well, thanks to those crispy onions. While the chicken itself may not have been the crispiest, it was propped up by the rest of the toppings. Across the board, the Little Redhead stomped the competition and ended up with 26 points. And whatever you do, stay far away from Burger King, which landed itself in last place with 8 points. Sorry, BK, but the numbers don't lie. It honestly had nothing going for it. Not only did it have the second most expensive sandwich of the bunch, it also had the worst ratio of chicken in the sandwich. The bread alone was enough for it to come dead last, if you ask me. So, there you have it. If heat is what you're looking for, hop on a plane for LA so you can try Howlin' Ray's. But when it comes to the overall best spicy chicken sandwich, look no further than Wendy's. Not only did it have the best spice per dollar value, it also just had an amazing flavor and became my favorite right away. In the end, despite going up against chains who specialize in chicken, good old Wendy's showed that she won't chicken out. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. If you enjoyed this episode, then definitely make sure you go back and watch the original chicken sandwich episode right here to find out which sandwich has the loudest crisp and the most calories per dollar to fill your stomach right up. And from here on out, loyal theorists, I'll see you next week.
I'm in a game show, but there's 3 twists. Twist number 1, the losing player wins. So whichever one of these people has the least amount of gold at the end of the game wins. Twist number 2, players can change the rules of the game at the end of each one of their turns. However, I may veto any rule change. So if they try and change that twist number 1, I will veto it. Twist number 3, there is a countdown at the center of the board, right there. And when this countdown is over, I have a plot twist plan that will screw over all of the players. And that countdown starts right now. Captain Kidd, you're up.
I guess let's just move above me.
Okay, now what would you like to change?
New rule, we all have to be on the layer below the game board.
Yeah, it's gonna be great for visibility for the viewers.
I mean, he didn't veto it, so...
Oh, I can do that. That's right, I'm gonna veto it. That's a good point. Failboat, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna move 1 space down. Okay, new rule, the countdown goes down by 10.
That's vetoed.
Sorry, Noah, we're ruining your content.
Listen, you guys aren't having fun in the correct way.
It's okay. I'll have fun in a correct way.
Okay. Spelling, you're up.
I am going to move down. Adding a rule. If you ever move at all in the down direction, you get 2 gold.
Okay. It's now my turn. I'm gonna make a rule.
What?
Okay.
That seems fun.
Okay, we'll say Demon moves 1 space and gives 5 gold. Failboat, it is your turn.
I'm going to move up. I'm going to change rule. The demon is controlled by Failboat. No, I can't target 1 player.
Yeah, that's...
No! Okay, the demon is controlled by whoever's closest to him.
Let's see. That's Small Ant right now.
No, wait!
That backfired.
Small Ant, it's your turn.
All right. When can I control it?
At the end of your turn.
I am going to move towards the demon. And the rule that I'm going to add is every time you move up, your coins are doubled.
We are really inflating the economy here.
We're turning this into a math problem.
And now you can move the demon.
I want it to move to my square.
You get 5 gold now.
Yes!
Just a reminder, the losing player wins.
I know. It's good. This is all strategy.
Okay. Failboat, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move a square upwards.
Double the gold.
Oh, that's right. New rule. If you move right, then your gold is divided by 1.17.
Veto, too hard to do math.
Too much math.
Your gold is divided by 2.
Okay, we'll do 2. Small Ant, you're up.
I will move up.
That's gonna double your gold.
Yes. Okay, move the demon onto me.
All right, you get 5 gold.
There is a space adjacent to each player currently. If you land on it, multiplies your gold by 10.
And that's gonna multiply Small Ant and Failboat's gold by 10. I'm gonna add a dragon, and the dragon has a shop.
Okay.
Captain Kidd, it is your turn.
I'm going to move to the left. Can I add a character to an adjacent space by all of us?
Sure.
Can I get a Vernius?
Wait, who wants the Vernius?
I'll take him.
Can I take a TC, Nick?
Yeah, you can get a Nick. Who do you want, Smollett?
1 second. See pink background. What's his name?
Toffle.
It's you and me, Toffle. Let's go, buddy.
If you go first, you could steal TC Nick from Failboat. So
They don't even do anything yet. All right, Failboat, you're up.
Okay, down towards Nick.
That divides it by 2 and removes 2. So we'll say you're now at 48.
Awesome, I've now acquired Nick, I assume.
Well, that depends on the rules.
Oh, I guess so. So right now, they functionally do nothing?
Yes, they're just there.
New rule. The closest NPC follows the closest player.
Let's just say walking on a NPC makes it your companion.
Okay, yes. They can travel with you.
Smollett, you're up.
I am going to move up and to the right.
You may now move the demon.
I'm gonna move it on to me.
You get 5 gold.
Okay, and I multiplied by 2.
Oh yeah.
505. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
you are getting up there.
My rule: if you ever land on the space of another player, you have to bite and go band for band. Whoever loses gets all the money.
It's gonna be my turn. What I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna get rid of one of these, the moving down one.
Wait, I think I moved right, so I multiplied and divided by 2. I just realized. I should only have 255 then.
Okay, Captain Kidd, you're up.
Okay, I will go to the right and select my Vernius.
Oh wait, but it was a blue square, so I multiplied by 10.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And a 0 on there. Okay.
We'll just say that's right.
It's close enough.
My rule is going to be that anyone that has a non-Vernius companion gets their money doubled at the end of each turn.
We're gonna say that that's a targeted rule.
Can I add a slime somewhere on the board? Just anywhere.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. What about gay car?
Some Minecraft.
Drag race.
Do game, boy. That's
Oh
actually
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Oh, I don't have genders for that. Oh wait, no, superhero.
Bit loud at the moment. Sorry. You'll come up with fucking.
Yeah, it's gonna be something so Batman. Hey, yeah.
Arts by Lily. Do you read my messages?
It's already there. Well, it doesn't work.
Well, I'm sure you can
Fabulous.
probably work out like
No, don't do Trump.
a turned off. Yeah. Fabulous. Sometimes they don't all come together.
Wait, marriage and gay?
Oh, look,
What? Marriage and gay? I got one.
What happens if you put fire on a turn?
Oh yeah, I do.
Is there any way you guys can do that somewhere else? You just have a laptop. It's easy, mate.
Yeah, we'll just say he's chilling out here. Failboat, you're up.
I am going to move 1 to the left.
Well, let's do a couple of calculations now.
Yes. Sorry, guys. I got to slow the game down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up. So what does up do?
Multiply by 2, but that's also blue.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's multiplied by
10.
200.
So you multiply by 20.
I will just say it's 1,000 in here. That's easier math.
Okay.
I'm going to add a rule that the board loops to the left and the right.
Small Ant, you're up.
I will move 1 square to the right.
Small Ant and friends will move 1 square to the right. We'll just say the demon is a companion now and he follows you around.
Fantastic. That was the plan.
You have a whole like RPG party.
Oh yeah, that's my plan. I'm collecting them. There is a hidden square somewhere on the board of your decision that will summon a random enemy when you land on it.
There's now a hidden square on the board that will summon a random enemy.
Uh-oh.
Anywhere.
It could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere.
Who knows where it could be?
Wait, I moved to the right.
Yeah, moving right divides gold by 2.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Now we're getting some clean division.
1275?
Sure.
I'll say that's good. I'm gonna see if I can fix this game with this thing.
Oh, the game is solved now.
Awfully close to me. I don't know if I like that.
If you have
I'm gonna add a rule that says the demon eats the board and rules. Okay, and he's gonna eat blue triangle rule. He's gonna eat that one. Brayden, you're up.
Okay, I will now move to the blue space to my right.
Okay, is there still a rule for moving to the right? Let me check. Oh yeah, divides it by 2. And you also moved up, so I think that cancels out.
Yep. I made it easy for you. I want to give every player 50 health points.
Okay, now every player has 50 health. Failboat, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna move 1 down for no reason. If that doesn't activate a hidden tile by any particular means.
Why would there be a hidden tile there?
I don't know. Who's to say? I'm gonna have a rule that players can warp back to their starting spot at their choice at the end of their turn once.
I'm gonna veto that. I don't remember where you guys were.
Our new spots indicate our home point. You can warp back here once.
Okay, Small Ant, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move to the right.
Unfortunately, Small Ant, this is actually a danger space with an enemy on it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Swear to God.
We'll just say, yeah, this seems somewhat appropriate.
A time god.
We'll say he just gives you like 1,000 gold or something. I don't know.
On odd numbered turns.
I will not keep track of that.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna change a rule. Moving right instead kills one of your party members, including yourself. Also, it's really cool because I actually have 2 more members of my party now. NPCs on the same square are companions.
Oh no.
Let's see, it's my turn. The demon, he's gonna eat a space. We'll say he eats, I don't know, this one. Captain Kid, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move to the left. Can I add a beholder to every blue space?
Failboat, you're up.
I guess I'm gonna move up and acquire a friend, and then I am going to make a new rule. Unclaimed beholders move 1 tile to the left at the end of everyone's turn.
I can't get my beholders.
I'm gonna farm beholders.
Dude, I'm getting outplayed right now. Me and Vernius are just moving to the left and hoping we don't die.
That's gonna end your turn, and then you'll get another beholder.
Let's go. The farm.
You've got a conveyor belt going right now. Small Ant, you're up.
I'm gonna move to the right, and is it at random or do I get to pick who gets sacrificed?
We'll say it's up to the gods.
It's time for a wheel. It's time we introduce a wheel
How
mechanic.
many companions do you have?
Well, let's see. Let me just get all these jotted down.
What is this Katamari ball that you've amassed?
I mean, Small Ant, there's a chance you just die here.
Yeah, I guess we could always just call up Toffel, and he could potentially fill in.
Well, I think it's nighttime in Germany, so.
Okay, understood.
No, it's still pretty early. It's still pretty early.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well.
Oh no.
Your beholder is gonna die, Small Ant.
Okay, well, it happens.
Also, it was at the end of Small Ant's turn, so all the unclaimed beholders move 1 left.
And also my coins are cut in half. But I did move. Wait, I moved up. I was up slightly. Wait, I think my coins don't change.
Is it up?
Yeah, it's up. The line is up and to the right.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll just adjust that a little bit so I don't have to redo it.
Okay.
Let's see. It's gonna be the demon's turn. He's gonna eat this part of the board. Captain Kid, you're up.
I didn't set a rule.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Players can move 2 spaces each turn.
Okay. Captain Kid, you're up.
Okay, so I guess I'll move left 2 spaces.
My farm.
I will claim one of the beholders.
Oh no, you move up, so that doubles your gold ones.
Okay. I want to change the rule to where the other demon can only eat rules.
The demon is gonna veto that rule.
Can all of the companions now have a weapon?
We'll just say companions now fight.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't actually done any combat yet.
We'll figure out the combat system when it comes to it. Failboat, you're up.
The bottom right space with that beholder. If I go to the left to get there and then move up, does that count as me moving right? Or... All right, that answers my question. Thank you. I'm gonna move 1 to the left to grab the other beholder.
All right, cool.
And then.
You got tricked.
I swear to God, did you just revert the line?
What?
Okay, so hold on.
I mean, you have to move right.
Your hand is
one way, buddy.
Wait. Do players have to move 2 spaces?
What's the rule say?
Players move 2 spaces.
Oh.
Yes.
No, so I have to move right.
Are you gonna kill the innocent little Piplup?
I don't want to, but I can't go anywhere else. Okay, I go up. Just put beholder 4 times.
Actually, you know what? Name your beholders. Give them names.
Oh, awesome. B, Ho, L, Der.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of other games though.
Oh no.
Not TC Nick 3! I'm so sad. Okay, new rule. All beholders are now TC Nick.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I will move left and then up.
Left and up. Let's see. Oh yeah, that doubles.
Doubled my gold. That's it. I'm gonna change a rule then. Players can warp to any home point.
Okay, it's gonna be the demon's turn. He's gonna do that. And then I'm going to change the board. Let me just, don't worry about what I'm doing right now. It's not really important.
So, have we determined how combat works?
Bro, I don't even know how that works. I'm just gonna figure it out when it happens.
Cool.
Captain Kidd, you're up.
Like if I teleport to the right, does that count as moving right?
No, you're teleporting.
Okay, so I would like to teleport to my home square that Failboat is currently on.
Okay.
And hope that the Vernius counters all the nicks.
What you could do is they pick a number between 1 and 10.
Okay, well, how about this? They both guess a number between 1 and 10, and then these two nicks cancel out. So then your number is boosted by 1, and then your number is boosted by 3, Failboat.
I just messaged him in all caps. Are you around? Check Discord.
Had you not messaged them yet? Vernius seems very confused.
Okay, yeah, I've now messaged them both. Okay, so Nick chose 7, so that's gonna equal out to 10. Vernius chose 10, that's gonna equal out to 11.
Based.
So,
Let's
Captain
go,
Kidd, you're gonna
Vernius.
win this one.
Let's go.
What?
Failboat, you win, so now you steal. No, but you lost, so.
I did lose. I mean, I did lose the game. I mean,
we should have made a rule about this. This is my fault.
Captain Kidd, you won. You decide what happens. I'll make a rule right now. I'll decide it right now. This is gonna look. I'm gonna have to fix a lot of this in post. It'll look normal
The
then.
winning player feels bad and gives the loser all of their gold. I think we've just set it up to where Small Ant can just overwhelm us with all of his companions and just dump all of the gold onto us.
yeah, do you have to message a time god?
Yeah, I got one in the DMs. Don't worry.
You know what? We'll also say he takes 10 damage.
We can utilize the HP system that we implemented.
Yeah. It still doesn't do anything, but you know what? Okay, whose turn was that? Was that Failboat's or was that Captain Kidd's?
That was my turn, and I still technically have one move left to do because I teleported home.
Still, I've been gone for 10 minutes and it's still Captain's Kidd turn?
Yes. I'll move left and then down. At the end of every turn, goblins move 1 space to the right.
I just realized I've had a goblin with me for like 2 turns and I haven't gotten any gold from it.
Yeah, that's the end of your turn, so goblins are gonna move right, and you're gonna get a goblin.
Yes, let's go.
Failboat, you're up.
Okay, so I don't want to move right. That would kill a Nick. I'm gonna move to the bottom left too, and my rule is going to be all blue spaces become beholders. No, they become beholders. The space itself is a beholder.
Oh, see, it's already got the outline and everything.
Why does it
Noah
have
was
an
prepared
outline?
for this.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's a square. It's the
You
first
knew that
square.
beholders would become spaces.
Yeah, how did you actually know that beholders were going to become spaces? That's actually crazy.
Wasn't even supposed to do that, but you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, that seems right.
Now, at the end of my turn, all beholders move 1 to the left.
Oh, wait, they're spaces though.
Okay, so this space is gonna get moved over to the left, and then it'll get compounded onto that one.
Oh no, this board has gotten.
Okay, so this one's gonna move onto this one.
And that one
then this gets compounded into that.
What does even happen here? You could just choose your direction.
Wow.
This is perfect. No, this is ideal.
And then the one on the right moves to the...
Oh no,
Yeah,
so
and then
they,
these get combined.
they eat each other.
It's a super beholder.
Yeah,
Guys, I think we
it's
need to start
bigger.
adding some spaces.
Well, okay, that seems like a legit. Small Ant, you're up.
I will start by moving up and then left.
And then you get 2 beholders, but give me 2 seconds.
And then I guess I have to move up again.
Oh no, one of your allies.
Okay, I have to sacrifice one of my allies. 4,600, is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh wait, then it goes up again.
I think I'm at 70, 9,200 then? 9,201?
right.
Yes.
Because of the goblin.
Oh, alright, mine's locked and
Time
loaded.
God.
God.
Sorry, time god. No more time. I'm gonna change the rule. Clarify the fighting rules. Whoever has more companions wins the fight.
Oh no.
Demon is gonna move. He's gonna go and make friends with the slime. Yeah, Captain Kidd, you're up.
I kind of feel like my hand is forced here a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go up and then down, putting me back at my same spot.
Oh yeah, I'll allow it. That's gonna double your gold.
Okay, that's totally fine. My addition is going to be that at the end of each turn, every non-claimed companion is given to a player by wheel assignment. So we'll spin a wheel and it will get assigned.
All right, baby. Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
this
Big
is
money.
the goblin.
Big money. I want that goblin. I want
Give
that
me some
goblin.
companions, please. Uh-oh.
No!
I mean, we should have known this was happening. We should have known this was gonna happen.
The rich get richer.
Yes.
They just.
All right, next auction.
All right.
Beholder's going up next.
Big beholder, baby.
All right, I'm
Come
the
on.
companion king. Let's go, baby.
Oh.
Yeah,
But the
another
beholder king.
Yeah, the beholder.
This. I think I might have
Big
screwed
beholder.
the
myself.
beholder boss.
We'll say this is two. This was initially 2 beholders. We'll just give you 2. Next up is the slime.
Yes, come on. If anybody, give me the slime, please. Please. No.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Stop,
Come
stop.
on, baby. No, no,
Yes.
no,
Oh.
no.
Let's go.
Oh, God. Who gets the demon? The other demon.
The demon. Then can we just change
Other
the
demon.
board?
Give me another demon.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I got. They had to come as a pair. They were together. They were friends.
It's true. This is awesome.
Okay, Failboat, you're up.
I'm going to move 2 to the left. I guess 1 up.
And what will be your rule change as I'm dragging these over?
Sure. You can expend 1 party member to make them into a board space wherever you like.
Okay, Smollett, you're up.
I am going to move to Captain Kid's space.
Oh no.
My coins are doubled on the way too.
Oh no. This is bad. This is bad.
18,402.
I think Smollett wins this one.
I have 7 and he has 5. Yeah, true.
Oh.
So I'm gonna change the rules here. We'll just say that the loser sacrifices a party member.
Uh-oh. Oh no. I've lost my Nick.
No. You killed Nick.
I'm sorry, Nick.
I guess I change a rule now. You can sacrifice party members to delete a square. I am going to warp to my home square now. I am going to sack a goblin. Delete the circle above Captain Kid.
I'm stuck.
I'm going to sack another goblin to...
Oh god, we brought the Magic the Gathering player into this game. It's over.
Sacking goblins. To delete one that's pointing, the red line is pointing to.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna sack a beholder to delete the red one below Failboat.
Oh no.
I can't believe he got ramped.
I think we're in trouble here.
Sack a beholder to just destroy the one that Failboat is currently on.
What? My home!
And yeah, I guess that's my turn, huh?
Captain Kid, it is your turn.
Oh, sorry, did that countdown just jump from 20 to 15?
I'm bad at counting. My bad.
So what are my options here? Am I able to move along an arrow that doesn't point the way that I'm going? I'm gonna sacrifice my goblin, add a space in between me and my home that connects me to my home. They all connect together.
I'm gonna sacrifice my demon to destroy that space.
Okay. Failboat, your turn.
I'm going to move 2 to the left, which brings me 1 tile down, technically.
Wasn't there a point where you turned all of your beholders into Nicks?
Does that rule happen immediately?
We'll just say it does.
Okay, cool. So 7 Nicks. Gotcha. You know what? I think we need more companions in this world. Could you make it so every arrow becomes a companion?
Okay.
Could you make the companion,
Vaporeons.
Yeah, every one of these becomes a Vaporeon with a dress.
Okay.
They're just in the void?
Yes, correct.
All right, we got some wheel spins to do after this turn.
Let's true.
Oh my god.
I forgot about that. That's awesome.
Oh, who's gonna get the most Vaporeons?
Just gone.
It all ends in nothingness. We're gonna have so many Vaporeons, we could just get rid of the entire board and just throw hands.
That's true. We can all instant these.
Yeah. Just destroy the whole board right now. We're just in the void.
I can still throw hands in the void. Me and my 20 Vaporeons after I win these.
Yeah, because we can still create pieces. We can create boards. We can build our own
Yeah,
board.
we'll build our own.
We'll start from
I'm
scratch.
gonna auction off the Vaporeons in pairs of 2. Okay, so this will be 4 times.
All right, come on.
Come on, baby.
Come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, baby.
Vaporeon.
Come on, baby.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Wait.
No.
Yes.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's over.
Oh, let's go. This is awesome.
All right, second
Come on,
pair.
I need my Vaporeons. Oh, no. No.
Oh, we're so in.
This might be the end for me.
I love this game.
That is an army right there.
He has 11 things right now.
And
Oh no!
Yes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna
I'll
strike
take it.
out. This is getting very, very bad for me.
Okay.
Come on. One time.
Me again. Me.
Please,
me.
please.
Yes,
no. Oh, I'm getting so outplayed right now.
Okay.
The Vaporeons have been evenly distributed. Small Ant, you're up.
I am going to sacrifice 3 Vaporeons.
He's gonna summon an Egyptian god.
I am going to delete the 2 home squares, then add a home square, the one that's below me. Sorry, add a square. Sorry, I meant.
Wait, add a square?
Yeah, square, please. Excellent. That is the perfect shape.
I just want to clarify. Does that down move you right?
Yeah, I think technically that...
Wait, where are you moving?
I am going to move down and then left.
Okay, awesome. After you move down, I'm going to sack a VAP to remove the tile above you.
My rule is going to be that you can only have 1 of each companion.
You have to move twice, too.
Yeah, well, I'll move to the square then.
Actually, I'm going to sack a Vaporeon to delete that.
According to Small Ant, you can now only have 1 of each companion. Well, we are using sort of Magic the Gathering rules right now, so this is having, like, do things at instant. You can sacrifice them now.
I'm going to sack 6 TC Nicks. I'm going to make just like a hexagon of circles to my left. Everything in that tile space can move to any one of the other 6 tiles. And then I'm going to sack 1 additional Vaporeon.
Give me a second.
We chef.
We're just gonna say they're all interconnected, and if I forgot one, we'll just say it's there.
I'm also gonna sack 1 VAP. Let's get rid of the tile between me and Captain Kid.
Captain Kid, you're up.
I attempt to move.
Also, I forgot this last time, but the demon technically lets you change 2 rules.
Well, you can eat a rule, right?
Yeah, you can eat the board with the demon too.
Can I eat the big thing that Elmo just made that you spent the last 5 minutes on?
That's one tile. You can move 1 space.
Just eat the board.
Eat the board. No! My network.
The rule is no hexagons. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll make that a rule.
I would like to change a rule to where you have to pay your employees.
Okay.
So
otherwise they leave you?
Yeah, any of your companions, you have to be able to pay them, or they take a fair pay. Yeah. And then you decide what fair pay is, Noah.
How much is a fair wage to you?
This says a lot about you, Noah.
I just text Vernius, how much is a fair wage to you? All right, we'll see. We'll wait there on Vernius, but we'll say standard. We'll say it's 100. We'll say it's 500 for each.
Okay.
The demon and the slime, but we'll get back and see what we have for
Okay.
Vernius. Okay, Failboat, you're up. You know, I'm just gonna
make it easy for us.
Okay, new rule. In combat, all relevant Pokemon now have their given type matchups.
Small Ant, you're up.
Yeah, okay. I am going to sacrifice everyone. I have to. I'm going to add a square between Failboat and Captain Kid. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
They're begging for their life.
I can't pay you. You must be sacrificed.
I can't.
Okay, what are you gonna add?
A square between Captain Kid and Failboat. And then I'm just gonna add 2 connected to me in like a similar pattern, but up top.
Careful, we're getting close to creating a hexagon.
Yep, which would
and that
be...
is a banned item.
That is a banned shape.
Okay, it's gonna be my turn. I had something I was gonna add, but I don't remember what it was, so I'll just forget about it.
Oh shoot, it's the last turn. Oh, uh-oh.
Captain Kid, you're up.
Wait, I get to make a rule, right?
Oh yeah, you get to. My bad. Oh wait, Vernius has just gotten back to me of what a fair wage is. Vernius requires $50.
Okay. What's the conversion rate here?
Should I ask Vernius what the conversion rate is between gold and money?
Yes, yeah.
Small Ant, back to you.
I'm gonna change a rule. You cannot sacrifice party members.
So Vernius got back to me. His conversion rate for $50 into gold is $25.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, yeah. That's you. You're the board master.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this here, I guess. I don't think it's gonna come up, but okay. So now you're in debt. I don't think that's gonna come up, but it's there.
Okay, it's very important to keep track of. I will move 2 spaces to fight Failboat. Destroy him with my 3 companions.
Actually, you know what? Okay, here's how about this? This is the person that goes first.
Oh.
Captain Kid goes first.
Okay.
All right, who are you gonna attack, Captain Kid?
Let's use Vernius to attack TC Nick. We've already seen how this one plays out, so we know that Vernius actually wins the.
Okay, yeah. So Vernius will kill Nick because that is in the lore accurate.
Okay.
Oh no.
He's dead. Can I use the revive?
Sure, yeah.
So I mean, I just do it again. Vernius, do it again. He's out of revives.
TC Nick. No. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sack TC Nick.
Whoa, I thought
to
we can't
destroy his
willingly
tile.
sacrifice companions
You're right.
anymore.
No! Vaporeon, destroy his demon directly. Yep, super effective. Does that let me attack twice?
Okay, we'll just say Captain Kid wins.
I think
then.
he wins anyways.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
No.
win this. This has been. All right, yeah.
All right, triple beam attack from all my guys. We didn't
All
even
right,
get to use the effect sprites. I feel like I need to use one big spell to end
A
this
big
off.
blast.
Yeah, one big blast, one big boom.
No!
Let us see it. Let us end it off.
No!
Yes! Yes! And I did it.
Okay.
I knew getting the
now it's
slime
time to
was...
remember what exactly happens. I think Failboat now
Anyway,
has to
I get
sacrifice.
And I give him all my money.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
god, I have
Was that
18,000.
18,502.
Oh god. What have I done?
I'm also in debt, so does that make me the most
That's
poor?
money. That's not good. That's
I'm suffering from success.
And now you're gonna have to sacrifice one of your guys, unfortunately.
No! I got
Or
a
it
sack.
could be yourself.
No, wait, you're right. No, please, no.
Put yourself on the chopping block.
Okay.
It would feel...
Oh god. No. 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 Oh no, even
You
worse.
and TC Nick to the
Vaporeon.
end, though. I feel like that's the way it was meant to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the duo.
Okay, now the demon is hungry after that battle, so he eats all the remaining spaces that nobody's on. Small, what happened? All of your friends are gone.
I don't know. I'm so alone.
Can I make a rule to where we're all friends now and we all get to exist on the same space?
Vetoed. No friendship.
No friendship has been vetoed.
So they all disappear. Failboat, you're gonna start your turn on the same space as
Oh my goodness.
I just played myself so hard.
So now the gold is gonna be given back
Oh
over.
no. I thought I had won.
You beat Brayden, so that means he has to sacrifice one of his people.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, you're right.
Well, it's been
Well,
real.
you're gonna get Here we
go.
It's been real.
Who's it gonna be?
Could be anybody.
I am going to end my turn, and with my rule, I am going to create one line that warps back around from the left of my side to the right of Small Ant's side.
Okay, yeah, Small Ant, it's your turn.
All right.
I also don't have enough to pay TC Nick.
I move
Go ahead.
to
Go ahead, Small
Failboat
Ant.
Square.
And by doing so, you have to sacrifice someone.
What? No, it says a companion. It doesn't say you. Moving right instead kills one of your party members, including yourself. Including yourself. Including yourself. It just says companion
Wait,
in the rules.
Check
the rules.
Companion's count is right. You count as companion.
Judge.
We illustrated this earlier.
Check the rules.
Come on. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's gonna be the end of this. I'll tell you, the plot twist of the last turn was gonna be, technically speaking, the player that was actually in last place but was in first place was gonna win, but everybody else is dead. So, Failboat, you win anyways. YouTube has spent millions of dollars making a really good algorithm for recommending videos. It thinks you should watch this one. Click it with your left pinky. In defense games, you have enemies with waves, and then these waves get stronger, and you get stronger enemies. But that's boring, so let's make it random. Where wave 1, you could have like a time god, then it's just a wolf, and then you could have an unholy amalgamation.
Oh my god, you came back! It's so good to see you! Hey, how's the family? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have asked since I cannot hear you. As an apology, please enjoy some gaming news. Specs for the PS5 Pro were leaked by YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead, with Insider Gaming claiming to have confirmed the leaks are real. According to the leaks, Sony has been cooking up its own upscaling tech called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, a name that sounds like it was created by throwing darts at a board covered in meaningless adjectives. PlayStation Pretty Good Super Resolution. PSSR will debut in the PS5 Pro, but apparently, due to hardware limitations, the tech won't be able to reach Sony's lofty goals of 4K 120 FPS and 8K 60 FPS gaming. Having said that, there will still be a performance uplift, according to 2 internal case studies of unnamed first-party games. In Game 1, the PS5 Pro achieved 1440p at 60 FPS, while the non-Pro could only achieve 60 FPS at 1080p. In Game 2, which I assume is the award-winning sequel to Game 1, the PS5 Pro was able to achieve 60 FPS with ray tracing enabled, while the non-Pro couldn't. It's pathetic. What are you doing here? In addition to PSSR, the Pro will allegedly see a massive jump in GPU rendering performance and a 2 to 3 times ray tracing performance boost, and that may be as high as 4 times the power in some cases. Like the PS5 Slim, the Pro will apparently sport 1 terabyte of internal storage and a detachable disk drive. The console will allegedly launch this holiday season, so get ready to go out and buy one, find out they're sold out, before you spend the rest of the day sadly scrolling through hundreds of listings from scalpers charging double MSRP. And that's what Christmas is all about. Aspyr has announced a patch for Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection on Steam, removing dozens of bugs. What is this, Helldivers? What the studio didn't announce was a separate patch for the PS5 and Nintendo Switch versions to quietly remove mod content they added to the game without crediting the mod's original creator. After the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 got 2 Xbox exclusive characters as DLC, Kit Fisto and Asajj Ventress, modder I Am a Shaman created a mod to add those characters to the PC version as reskins of other characters. Then more recently, after the Classic Collection's original announcement trailer revealed that the game would include those previously exclusive characters, eagle-eyed Redditors noticed that the movesets for Ventress and Fisto matched the mod instead of the original Xbox versions. After IGN reported on the story, Aspyr released a statement claiming the mod was mistakenly included when capturing placeholder footage for the trailer, and the release would not include uncredited content. No! Yet footage captured on the PS5 and Switch after the Classic Collection's release suggested the mod was still present. Aspyr did patch the PS5 and Switch versions, as we said, but I Am a Shaman tweeted yesterday claiming the mod content is still present in the game's files, meaning the game still contains uncredited content. It's almost impressive. The bar was already so low, yet Aspyr still found a way to smack their face right into it.
Aspyr, a spire of ass.
The Apex Legends Global Series tournament has been postponed after 2 players were hacked mid-game. Pro player Imperial Hal was suddenly given an aimbot in the middle of play, and in a completely separate match, fellow pro Genburton could suddenly see the location and health of all his opponents. The hackers also used Genburton's chat to send a message saying, "Apex hacking global series by Destroyer 2009 and random," with a 4 as the A.
I wonder when Destroyer was born.
I will represent the best year with my hacking. Soon after these incidents, the official Twitter account for Apex Esports announced the North America Finals would be postponed. A volunteer anti-cheating group called the Anti-Cheating Police Department, it's descriptive, issued a statement saying there was a remote code execution exploit present in either the game itself or in Easy Anti-Cheat, the cheating prevention software Apex uses. Easy Anti-Cheat issued a statement saying they are confident it's not their fault in the company's first tweet in 5 years. And that's how you know, they're busy working. If Easy Anti-Cheat is right, that would mean the exploit is present in Source, the game engine used to build Apex. Easy Anti-Cheat did nothing wrong, other than failing to detect cheating in the middle of a sanctioned tournament. But I mean, other than that, now
it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Ugreen, the company that wants to solve your docking needs. Let me finish. Meet the Ugreen RevoDock Max 213, your ultimate tech wingman. With 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, you can transfer files at 40 gigabits per second twice. Want to up your display game? Connect an 8K display or dual 4K at 60Hz screens and enjoy crystal clear visuals. With 13 ports, including a rapid 90-watt fast charger, it's the Swiss Army knife of docks. Plus, with its sleek cooling design, it's as cool as it is capable. It's compatible with all your favorite platforms, Apple, Windows, and tablet. Check out the RevoDock Max 213 at the link below. It's the reliable teammate your setup deserves. Link below.
Pwah! Respawn. Most kids hid under their covers at bedtime to play just a little bit more Pokemon, but not me. I was under my blankets watching the Quick Bits on GameLinked. Startup Playtron wants to create platform-agnostic gaming. Like SteamOS, Playtron OS is a Linux-based operating system, but without the emphasis on Steam as a platform. Playtron believes they can compete with Windows as the OS for gaming handhelds, with CEO Kurt McMaster claiming Aya Neo will ship a native Playtron handheld by the end of this year. A bold claim. Before founding this company, attempting to commercialize an open source OS for mobile devices, Kurt McMaster was the CEO of Cyanogen Inc., a company that failed to commercialize an open source OS for mobile devices. I'm sure the second time's the charm. Sony is allegedly stopping production of the PSVR 2 because they aren't selling the inventory they already have. I don't know, maybe that's what happens when you don't have an established library of games. I mean, Sony themselves have only published 2 games for the headset in the entire year it's been available. Is that true?
Yep.
Wow. Not only that, Sony decided to shut down London Studio, which was responsible for Blood and Truth, the fantastic title for the original PSVR. The company is now trying to add PC support to the headset, because why spend money developing new and interesting games when you can just copy Steam VR's homework?
The price is free.
Valve just launched Steam Families, which combines Steam's family sharing and family view options, while adding new controls related to accessing community features, playtime, and specific games, for parents who may be interested in limiting the hours their kid spends in anime dating simulators. Oh, this one's about a literature club. Oh, it should be fun. Instead of relying on gift purchases, kids can also now send game purchase requests to the adults in their Steam family, which can consist of up to 6 members, the legal limit for a normal family. What are you trying to get, a reality show or something? Control yourselves. The newest reboot of classic survival horror puzzle game Alone in the Dark is set to release tomorrow, and so far, critic reviews are mixed, largely due to a fair amount of bugs and overall jank. Regardless, many reviews praised its creepy atmosphere and solid acting. This most recent reboot is in many ways a return to the series' roots as a Romero-inspired puzzle solver set in rural Louisiana, in sharp contrast to 2015's entry, which took a game called Alone in the Dark and made it into an always online 4-person co-op.
It has a 19-point average on Metacritic.
Which is bad.
Yes.
And get ready for this year's next hot gaming platform, LinkedIn, which will be introducing gaming features, thereby becoming the mullet of social media. Business in the front, party in the back. It's a very small party, though. Now, don't get your hopes up for a synergistic squad shooter for action-packed networking, though. LinkedIn is reportedly working mostly on Wordle-style puzzle games. Although I can imagine like playing a squad shooter together would be good for... You looking for a job? Me too. Got him! According to a LinkedIn spokesperson, the new games are intended to unlock a bit of fun. Though app researcher Nima Oji says that the code for the new features contains a leaderboard that ranks companies by their employees' in-game score. That actually sounds really fun. Hardware Unboxed is killing us, guys! Pick it up! This could provide important information to potential new hires, like that the company currently headhunting them has an absolute sniper at Sudoku somewhere on the payroll. It's like he knows every number.
He's an accountant.
And you better pay roll on back here Thursday when we release another episode of GameLinked. I'm 90% certain all the stories will be different, so that's... You should check though.
I took 3 YouTubers, and I got them to answer trivia questions that get increasingly more stupid.
Oh, I got astronaut.
No, you're almost there. You're seriously.
I got space station. Okay, space.
You need to do astronaut war or something.
Yeah, true, yeah. Space War.
You're so
I'm
close.
so close, bro.
If you get Star Wars, I swear.
Space War,
If you get Star Wars before me, which it looks like you're close.
Space War, or and War. No, Space War and Elton John, because this is a star. You know? Oh. Well, I literally have Space War. Oh, I know. Space War. Welcome.